Welcome back, Adam here once again. Welcome to Unit 6. This unit is going to be on strategic thinking. So let's take a look at the introduction. As you most are well aware of strategy, either in Monopoly or sports, there is also strategy in leadership. So in this chapter, we're going to take a look at how strategy is actually translated through leadership. So this is going to enable your organization to grow. It's going to help you develop new approaches as well, and also help you be a lumineer within your organization and help you to think outside of the box. Let's take a look at some of the learning objectives. So we're going to evaluate how the pace of change affects strategic leadership. We're also going to take a look at assessing how systems and processes influence the level of leadership success. If you do not have a process that is scalable from employee to employee, then it is going to be very difficult for your organization to grow. You cannot have a purple squirrel, which becomes the bottleneck. You have to be able to replicate that purple squirrel. And for you guys that don't know what a purple squirrel is, that is somebody in your organization that has a special set of skills that nobody else has. That person is going to be key to your organization. So what we want to be able to do is to be able to take that person's skills, take that person's effectiveness, and replicate it and scale it out as your company grows. Finally, number 3, we want to analyze the connection between innovation and leadership. All right, objective 1. Let's take a look at the reading assignment. So, in chapter 6 of your textbook, Ethical Decision Making and Behavior, you're going to have the opportunity to explore how ethical decision making influences strategic thinking and enables leaders to implement change effectively. So we're going to go ahead and begin your reading assignment, finish up with decision making formats. All right, next we're going to be talking about embracing change. So this is a video from a professor from Miramar University. And it outlines how a leader can embrace change and in fact leverage it to be more effective as a leader. All right, so next we're going to take a look at what Stanley McChrystal has to say on leadership as a choice. So really what it boils down to is leadership may be difficult, but it is relatively simple. Or as he puts it, it's not complex, but it's very hard. So it's not an easy thing, but it's very simple. Let's take a look at the video. Finally, let's finish up with flashcards. All right, objective 2. Let's take a look at our reading assignment for today. We're going to continue reading chapter 6, obviously, and we're going to begin with decision-making formats and go ahead and stop when you reach implications and applications. All right, our next is the good old SWOT analysis. Some of you may have heard of SWOT analysis. If not, you will learn in this objective. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we're going to go ahead and analyze why you should use it as a part of your organization's strategic plan. So let's take a look at the video. So now we're going to take a look at delivering a business strategy. And the case that we're going to take a look is a TNT case study. TNT, as you guys may well know, is a market leader in the provision of business-to-business express delivery services. It delivers documents, parcels, and freight securely between businesses using road and or air transport. So let's go ahead and read this study. It's called the Times 100. After you've read it, consider the following. What do you think of TNT's business strategy? What are other approaches the company could take? So I want you to take a look at this case study and think of some alternatives that this company could actually use to produce a different result, a result that is going to be more favorable to the bottom line. All right, finally, let's take out those flashcards again. All right, let's take a look at objective 3, and we're going to go on a journey with Paul Barron. We're going to rethink innovation in leadership and how innovation can actually be a tool in leadership. Enjoy the video. So in this next section, we're going to look at the 4 questions for analyzing the right versus right dilemmas of managers. It's pretty funny. Ethical dilemmas are different from moral temptations. The former involves right versus right problems. The latter involves right versus wrong problems. Although both kinds of problems are found in businesses, ethics dilemmas can be defining moments in the lives of managers where professional responsibilities collide with personal values. So I want you to, before you even read this article, think about a few things that are right versus right problems or are right versus wrong problems, and produce an example from your workplace and also from your personal life. All right, next we're going to take a look and see what Martin Reeves has to say. So he's going to talk about how your strategy also needs a strategy. Have you ever had to re-strategize a meeting or plan at the last minute? What did you do? Martin Reeves discusses his experience with this exact situation in the video below. It is a TED Talk. He also discusses the approach of business strategy might take in the future. So this is going to be really fascinating and get a better understanding how to think on your feet and think about how your strategy will also need a strategy. All right, so let's take a look at innovation and leadership and the pros and cons. So why don't you go ahead and read the prompt and just write a brief summary to solidify your learning from this unit. Finally, let's take out those flashcards. All right, so now we'll move on to Unit 6 review. Once again, we're going to take a unit test. A unit quiz, and it won't be graded or timed. So let's also take a look at the assignment. This is a graded exercise. Please make sure to follow the instruction carefully, as an evaluator will be giving you feedback on your submission. Pretty obvious. Let's see. So use your current employer or previous company for which you have worked. Once again, develop a fishbone graphic template that reflects interrelated categories of internal systems, causes, and effects. So they also provided a link so you can get a better understanding of what exactly you're doing. This should take about 1 to 2 pages to complete. So next you're going to use PowerPoint, Excel, or Word and explain how each category relates to the others. For example, you could show how human resources impact methods, materials, client satisfaction, turnaround time, and measurements. Combine your fishbone diagram with your explanation of the interaction of its categories and submit them as a single document for grading. Good luck. Finally, we're going to do another self-assessment. Choose any book of your choice that provides a discussion on systems analysis. Create a brief outline with a 5x7 matrix using a Word document. List 7 chapter titles as provided in the book of your choice. Next to each chapter title, insert the chapter's basic theme. Next, insert a brief sentence about its connection to the leadership, and then insert a relevant quote from that chapter. Lastly, insert a brief assessment of how systems and processes influence the level of leadership success. And then, of course, there is always a recommended resources for further review. And that wraps up Chapter 6, Strategic Thinking. See you in Chapter 7.